For anyone asking, this is about the Roger Jackson incident that happened with Psycho Stu, which hopefully he's in speedy recovery, man. God bless that man. And hopefully, you know, Roger Jackson could get himself situated with like therapy, some sort of like help that he needs, because without question, the bro needs help, man. But this is the situation about the referee. There's people that's literally saying if the referee's at fault. No. If we would have never seen the clips that we would have seen, I would have been like, damn, this referee's stupid. He shouldn't have a job. But the video I just did, I showed you the other angle where the referee was being spoken to about who was going to come in and improv and hand a receipt over to Stu. So I'll link that in the description and also show you here on screen.
I wanted to show you guys exactly why he didn't intervene. So right here, you can kind of see Psycho Stu lock eyes with Roger. He then takes a look at the referee, gives him a tug on the belt, and lets him know about the spot that he's about to do with Roger. It gets kind of hard to see at this angle, but at this angle you can kind of see he points him out, and the pink promoter guy goes over and gives Roger the cue.
No, Stu, stop it! Come on, Stu.
You! Get on!
As for the rest, how
pretty much what ended up happening, and by the way, the reason why I'm not making this video on that channel is because this video is going to be relatively short. Those videos I do on that channel is a gaming channel, and they're like long form content, so I don't like to fuck up my watch time shit, that, you know, the long form, short form, whatever. Anyways, though, in that match when Psycho Stu was out, a gentleman came in with like a suit, whatever, ran in almost like on some Paul Heyman shit, like try to interfere, whatever, and the referee came to him on some bullshit. Psycho Stu looks at Roger Jackson. They have camera views on it, the camera pans on it. Then he goes to the referee and like whatever, drags him, like taps him, whatever, and then basically tells him to bring the guy in, like it's his cue. Now the referee knows there's gonna be a receipt being given. For those who don't know what's a receipt, in billions of years that wrestling existed, if you accidentally create an error in the ring and you hurt your opponent, they have every right to get you back some shape or form. Maybe not now, next year, tomorrow, doesn't matter. And basically they could get their get back, whether if it's like a real slap, a real stiff punch, whatever the case may be. Stu respected that gesture. Okay, we got to let it happen. Come into the ring. And, you know, he's a little bit of a celebrity. You know, he's Rampage Jackson's son. That's cool promo, right? That's cool. Stu understood the business in that aspect. The referee now understands what's going on. Now that he told the referee that, the gentleman who tried to do that interfering thing looks at Roger Jackson, telling him to come in. Bam, that's when Roger Jackson ran in. But you don't see that from Roger's camera view because it aims at Roger looking down or looking at the match going on. There's another camera from the other end. Now that the referee's aware that there's going to be some sort of receipt and improv being done, the ref knows a receipt is going to be a stiff or hard punch. Stu's about to take that shit like a man. However, when he got slammed, Roger started hitting him. I'll be honest, when he was hitting him, wrestling, this is where you guys need to tap into your wrestling noggin. There's a thing called selling. I know from an angle we all watching, we're like, what the fuck? This dude is unconscious. The referee now is in a current state of mind. If he stops the match basically from there because he's going with like an instinct of I need to stop it, and say, for example, if Stu was never unconscious and he understood the play, that ref can get in trouble. He just fucked up a whole match. He kind of like did his own thing without being given any kind of call. WWE does that, AEW, all these wrestling promotions, they get the call in, they understand what's going on. But where it got a little bit controversial, and people don't want to hear it, man, is when he proceeded to keep punching, the referee like hesitated, like what's going on, and then they ended up pulling him off, and then the referee, you got to understand, if you're in that position, that's a really difficult position. Like, no one walks into that ring or a ring and thinks that somebody is going to genuinely try to hurt someone. So then when you're finally in that position, you're like, wait, is this really happening? You're almost blacking out, like, whoa, is this fucking happening right now? Like, do I stop it? Like, what's going on? Because you're trained on a whole different scale of, hey, if this is happening, understand they're gonna sell it. Normally we're gonna let you know what's going on, blah, blah. This dude really put hands on him. He didn't just deliver a receipt, he just kept going. So now that guy is like, what the fuck? And it puts people in a certain position. I really like dislike the idea that people have such a fucking brain rot mentality and don't understand certain shit, so they just go with whatever they're feeling rather than like reading into shit, looking into shit, understanding how certain shit works. If this is the UFC and the referee did that everybody knows the UFC is not scripted in terms of motherfuckers getting ground and pound. That's why a UFC referee was fired one time. You got to stop that motherfucker, all right? But when it's in wrestling, you don't know if the dude is selling or not. And I get it. He was definitely unconscious when he got slammed. But how many times have these guys gotten slammed before, hit with fucking glass bottles, objects, played dead in the ring, getting hit with 58 chairs, to where the referee's instinct is, oh no, he must be good. Until he started seeing him get hit with those punches, now the ref is like, wait, how long is this receipt probably going? Is this receipt gonna take forever? And then bam, people started one by one going in, because then they realized, wait, this is getting way out of control. It's hard to blame a ref, man, who's been trained on something specific, bro. How often do people just do this shit? How often do people really go in there to try to kill somebody or hurt someone? And I like, again, I do like Roger Jackson, man. I think he has a lot of potential for MMA in his career, but he might have just fucked himself over with this. Also, there's clips of him talking in his fucking chat. Somebody's trying to tell me in my other video, hey, listen, man, talk about this whole chat shit is bullshit. My G, the people in the chat are calling him pussies and bitches, knowing that this guy, Roger, may not be all up there, meaning he's a regular guy, but the motherfucker might have a temper problem, anger issues. It might stem from something when he was young. It might stem from bullying. It might stem from his dad fucking with him. We don't notice the severity of it. But when he was outside walking off, he was talking about, yeah, I'm tired of people calling me bitches. Who the fuck called you a bitch in this vicinity? Ain't nobody did. That's trauma. That's your past. That's pent up shit. That shit you held together. And that's the unfortunate part. And Rampage Jackson, people wondering, oh, why he's so quiet about this and he only said the statement. Because the motherfucker's involvement has to do with, damn, did I create this environment for my son? Did I make my son like this kind of way? Was I not emotionally available for my son so that he can understand right from wrong, or like to not have these type of issues happen? The motherfucker made a joke saying he saved up money for his son's bail. He made, I guess it was a joke or whatever, but they come from a place. Rampage had a temper problem, you feel me? But he was making money, so he had to, you know, calm that shit down, had a whole team. This shit that happened, you could clearly hear from Roger's voice, like he's talking crazy, crashing out, like people in that vicinity was saying he was pussy and a bitch. There's no excuse for him getting hit with the can, man. We're gonna go over that again. That was some bullshit. He got hit with a can. You're not supposed to hit somebody you don't fucking know with a can, especially if they didn't give you protocol that there was gonna be a guy that's involved or not involved coming through. That was stupid. Also, the Cowboy Bebop dude, the motherfucker who had the cowboy hat, his friend Andre, he's a fucking idiot himself. You know why? Because he decides to tell Roger, who he probably should have known, Roger got a temper issue. That's your homie. You should know how that motherfucker is. And you told him, hit him with a receipt, man, not like fuck him up basically. And you basically went above lengths to let him know, yo, you got the okay to do this shit. Now with that happening, the chat also told him some shit, and he's telling the chat, I've been wanting to knock out a wrestler the whole time. This is not scripted. I've been wanting to beat the shit out, whatever. You just gave the police all the evidence they needed to know that you was willing and you wanted to do this. You better hope to God that Stu don't view this shit in a certain light and say, fuck you, you might have just ruined my whole career. I got no fucking teeth. And and matter of fact, it might go further than that. The LAPD might take it further and press charges. Hopefully Stu would be like, no or yes, or he may tell me he needs to seek therapy. If he could go to therapy, fuck it. That man, I swear to God, salute to that man. If he was to say, hey, I don't really want him going to jail. I want him to go seek therapy. Fuck it. Like if that was to happen. But of course, you can't act stupid and think like Roger won't get jail time. You're in a professional wrestling environment. These things happen. Yeah, you can get in trouble, whatever. You might get sued, whatever. It's like Roger could have handled it like, oh no, on a legal standpoint, he got hit with a can. It's uncalled for. This is way above that. You almost killed the man. What are we arguing about? Come on. You almost killed the man. I see people in the comments saying, nah, man, motherfuckers be thinking you could just do. Shut your ass up, man. You don't fucking understand how life moves then. You moving like on Twitter. You're watching people stream. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You can't do that, gang. You can't. That's it. You're cooked. You're cooked, bro. You're cooked. And that whole blaming the referee is stupid, bro. How many times, like the UFC referees is scary, because when somebody get knocked out and it's like a championship fight, you're like, damn, is he knocked out to where he can't block, or he just got stumbled a little bit and he could kind of like, we're gonna give him a little bit of, you know, a couple more seconds, a couple more hits to see if he could get himself together, because you understand this is a big pay-per-view fight. This is wrestling. It's scripted. So you got to go in with the mindset that you think this motherfucker's selling. So again, y'all gonna say, oh, but man, how can you not tell his eyes? He looked knocked out. This man, they've been wrestling for years. Psycho Stu's been wrestling with them for like over a decade. The referee's probably been there for years. He understands how the shit goes. Ain't nobody expected somebody to walk into the ring and really try to kill somebody. They wrestle with glass and chairs and barbed wire. Somebody getting slammed and punched on don't seem like nothing crazy to a ref. Hey, that's y'all call. Y'all drop your comments below. Man, speedy recovery. Mr. Beast said some dumb shit, but he didn't say dumb shit. He said, and I know he said it off of like positive instinct. So, you know, I take that back. He basically said like he's gonna cover that man's stuff. He'll cover his insurance. But then he added, if his kids are a fan of Mr. Beast and everything, like, or not, doesn't matter. I'll cover it. The whole, if your kids are a fan of it, made it seem like if they weren't a fan, you wouldn't support it. But I know his intentions were pure. They weren't bad intentions. It just sounded dumb. Like, what if the kids did not fuck with you, bro? Are you just introduced this topic? Would you help them or not? But regardless, it's just stupid. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This is bad, bro. This is bad. All right, man. I speedy recovery, man. And this is IRL streaming. That's why some people shouldn't stream. Would Raja have been in this capacity, had the chat and everybody else involvement, and that Andre dude with the cowboy hat, like, this shit was all stupid, man. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody, man, watching. Comment, like, subscribe, follow your boy, and we out of here, man. Peace.